things we struggle with as parents is time. How do we find time to do all the different things we need to do? We need to work on behavior. We need to work on schoolwork. We need to work on relationships. And then, of course, there is the extremely important thing of working on language. And so Dr. Regina Crone has come up with a way for you to work on it during your normal everyday life called language building. And the example we're using today is bath time.
Yeah, that's right. And there is another blank sheet that you can actually print this kind of lesson plan and walk through what you might do in other activities. But for today, we're going to use bath time. So the first thing is it's important to practice these skills during an activity your child likes. So if they don't like bath time, don't do this. But if they do like bath time, then use some of this motivation and fun time to really expand and build language. So the first thing you can think about is that during this activity of bath, what are all the things that your child might want? What might they want to do? And then think about how are they going to communicate it in a way to request that it happens. And so what I mean by that is they can use verbal language, sign language, other ways of communication, but you're going to think of the things that they can ask for in the tub. So for example, maybe pour like from a cup. Like I like to even like with my kids, I've taken a cup before and then hold their hands out, their arm out and then waited for them to say pour. And then I pour a little bit down or I pour a little bit on their back, right? And it kind of feels good. So you can use pour as a request. You can use water. You can use on. You can use splash or a toy like a ducky. Any of those things you can just start communicating and they're requesting and then receiving them and trying to get those built up to like I have 20, 30 times that they're practicing requesting something during bath. Another thing you can do is think of fun games to play during this time. So an example here is with my kids, I have done where I've taken an item that they don't have a history of doing something with it that's funny, and then I'll make it do something funny. So for example, like I'll have the ducky on the side of the tub and then say 1, 2, 3, and then go, I'll throw it up in the water and it will splash into the tub, which then kids are splashed and it's fun, right? And then I'll do it again. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then I pause and see if kids will start to fill it in. And then eventually I can go 1, and then you'll start to hear kids say like 2, 3, go. And then their language starts to have meaning. They're using their language. They're really requesting you then to throw the little ducky in the air. So that's an example of some kind of fun games you can play. And that's just an idea. Another thing you can do is think of silly songs while you're washing their hair. And so I know a lot of kids struggle too with when they're kind of getting their hair wet and that anticipation that something might get in their eyes, taking that song and then using it as a way that they can also fill in while you're doing it can also be a fun way to work on language. A song that I've used is 1 little, 2 little, 3 little mermaids, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little mermaids, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little mermaids, 10 little mermaids wash their hair. And you can fill in whatever little mermaid or whatever you're thinking, but kids can start to get into that habit and routine, and you'll start to see that kids start to fill those in as well. You're working on, again, all that language built into that routine. Another thing you can do is just by starting with matching. When you bring toys or you buy toys for the tub, start to think of it as if you can have 2 of the same. And so you can go ahead and put little, like 3 little items up there and go, hey, match this one. And then you match one, and kind of just creating this language building of receptive language. And then, hey, give me the duck or give me the little car or the tugboat. And so you're just building in kind of these receptive responses versus those expressives of matching and then also give me these items. And so that creates language and you're building towards that. And then the next one is, you end every routine. For example, bath time, right? There's a little bit of a cleanup time. Add a song into that. Maybe it's clean up, everybody, everywhere, clean up, clean up. Now it's time to do your share. So when you do those things, now you're adding in again that routine where your kids, as you sing it, you could start leaving words out and they could fill them in. So this is just a really quick way with 5 tips to look at how to really maximize your everyday routine, but at the same time, build language.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And what I will tell you is doing this exact thing is how we heard my daughter's first word. And so taking these songs, you choose the songs or you choose the activities, and then you can put them throughout the day. You can do them at the bath, you can do them. And for us, we did it on the trampoline during her trampoline time. And finally, one day we held hands and we did 1, 2, and where 1,000 times nothing had come out, the word 3 came out of her mouth in such a cute way. So really taking it and doing the same thing over several times within the day, within your normal routine, you're going to see big, big results. So thank you so much, Dr. Crone. Keep shining bright.